Hi, welcome back to the Jack and Glenn channel. I'm Jackie.
And I'm her husband, Glenn.
He's my husband, Glenn, and I ain't got no glasses on.
Before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of our reviews. Tonight, we're going to talk about Married at First Sight, Season 15, Episode 18, the San Diego Reunion Part 1. Some of you have already seen our live reaction that we did earlier this week. And we still wanted to give you a review as well. Been a busy week, so we just want to drop here and talk about Married at First Sight and give you some live reaction. I mean, not live reaction. Give you our review of this past week's reunion. So sit back. Won't be here long, but just want to give you a little bit. Make sure you hit the subscribe button again and that bell notification so you can don't miss any of our reviews or videos. Let's get started. We'll get started with this review. Kevin Frazier has everyone on stage. We have all the couples that are on stage. And you know Kevin starts out talking about his little questions or things that he may have heard of. Things that he may have seen. He asked people how everybody was doing. Everybody's doing fine. He told the women that they look nice. They look good. And then Kevin goes on to talk about, hey, has anybody blocked anybody else off of social media? And that's when the floodgates opened up, and that's when the problem occurred. And the problem occurred because my man Nate was like, yeah, he did. Everybody else was sitting there quiet, though. Everybody else was sitting there like they didn't want to say anything, like they were scared.
Who's he?
He is Justin.
He pointed right at Justin.
He pointed right at Justin.
He unfollowed everybody.
And yeah,
well, he said, why you unfollow me, bruh?
He said, you know why you unfollowed you.
No, I'm asking. Tell me right here why you unfollow me.
Well, since you fake.
Oh, I'm fake.
Yeah, you fake.
How am I fake?
Because you be saying that you say your daddy told you that not to be in nobody else's business, and you be at everybody's business. You was in there with Miguel. What's that dude named? Ben's business, Ben and Morgan business. It was.
You act one way, sometimes as you act another way another time. Oh, and let me add, you made a pass at me.
Everybody was like, what?
How did I make a pass at you? He said, cuz you commented on how nice my teeth look. And not once, but twice.
2 days in a row. 2 days in a row. You commented how my teeth look. Hey.
I think he said somebody's skin too.
Oh yeah, that his skin looks pretty.
And Kevin was like, hold on. Let me get this clear. Because one man compliments another man does not make them gay. How you figure that he made a pass at you? He's like, cuz he said it more than once. It's the way he said it. And Nate was like, what? Nobody make no pass at you. And that's when the ish hit the fan. When Nate was like, bruh, what is you talking about?
Nah, it hit the fan when Nate called my boy Crybaby. He said, you
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
After he said that, he was like, okay. You a crybaby. He said, why he had to call. But
take that. You better take
that's
that bass.
Some elementary school.
You better take that bass out your face.
Nah, he said you take that
bass.
MFing bass out your mouth, little boy.
And we all know no grown man like to be called a boy. No grown man want to be called a boy. That's what it is. You call this grown man a boy.
Here's my point.
Go to your point.
The fact that they started with this out the gate, I'm thinking it's going to be later in the episode. Like, right off the rip, huh?
Yeah, they wanted to keep you in tune. They wanted to keep you here. And
it just escalated from there. And then, you don't want none of this. Man, I'll break you in two. And Justin's getting up. And he's like trying to take his coat off. Alexis trying to calm him down. And Nate did not move. Nate was like, bruh, I promise you don't want none of this.
You got to look at it. I watched this clip several times, ladies and gentlemen. And I wanted to see everybody's reactions. I saw Stasia's reaction. She was shocked. Like, if you go back and watch Alexis's reaction, she was like, okay, cool. She liked the drama. For a person who didn't like the drama, she was smiling like, oh, just laughing and giggling like, oh, my man coming with it. She really, the clips that we saw, she acted like she was really, like it was Ben who jumped up and jumped between.
He did.
With Justin and Nate. And
with
Nate
his
was
muscles bulging in that lavender suit.
Ben and Nate.
I'm getting ready. I'm going to help my brother.
Ben and Nate are boys. You know what I'm saying? Ben and Nate.
Justin.
Justin and Nate. Yeah, no.
No, Ben and Justin.
No, Ben and Nate are boys. I'm going to tell you why. Because if you go into Nate's Instagram, him and Ben work out together. They're partners. They hang out. They're buddies. They're boys. Nice. Yeah, Instagram and YouTube. So Ben and Nate are tight. Yep.
Right? No, that's not what I'm mean though. I'm just saying like. So you trying to say he jumped up to protect Nate?
That's
what I'm saying. I think he jumped up more so to stop Justin. That's why I was like, he's Justin's friend. Like, bruh, don't do that.
Oh, that too.
Okay.
But he's tight with all. I think Ben's friends with everybody, and that's what Justin.
Except for Morgan.
They look like they were friends too. When we get there, they look like they were buddy. Yeah, they look like they was friends. They look like they cool now. Kevin talks about that.
But anyway,
that's not
Alexis
we all know that's not your girl.
Alexis tried to talk him down. You don't want to act like this on TV. You don't want to do this. Like, and then even when they came back, everything calmed down. Nate said, but I'm saying you still...
Nate was petty for that.
Nate tried to start it back up again.
Nate was petty for revisiting it. I do have a question, and I ask you and those who are watching live or those who want to comment later. Why was Nate so hurt because he unfollowed everybody on social media? Do people really get that hurt when somebody unfollow you these days?
I think it wasn't that he unfollowed him. I think what you said was some bull. I think that's what it was. It was like, but why though? Why not? But why?
And yeah, Justin.
I think that's what it was more than anything. I could care less. Yeah, but on that note, I'm not gonna get off on that tangent. But y'all act for real though. We as a people, I'm not gonna say y'all. People
there you go.
Act like social media is the end. Like if I'm not friends with you on social media, that means we don't talk in person. No. Just because we're not friends, like never have been, that doesn't mean we're not friends in real life. Like, because I don't follow you on social media, doesn't mean I won't see you in the street.
No.
Like, it be so much talk, oh, this husband unfollowed his wife, and this wife unfollowed her, and maybe I just don't want to follow them on social media.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's a whole nother topic. Like, that is not life. It's social media. But anyway, and so I think Nate's thing was, but what you said was some bull. Mm-hmm. Because why you unfollow Krysten? Krysten don't do nothing to nobody.
Do nothing to nobody.
And he was like, basically, Krysten fake too. She act two different ways.
And because they went hiking and they didn't invite me. They went hiking without you.
Instead, didn't he say they told me that they weren't going?
Something like that.
Or that was canceled or whatever. But they ended up going. They just didn't go with me. And Krysten was like, wow.
That's Justin. Petty man. But we'll get a little more Justin and Alexis here in a minute. You know, Frazier calms all the tension down. He calms everybody down. He says, look, just because the man compliments you doesn't mean you're gay. He's gay. Doesn't mean he's trying to sleep with you. You know the biggest thing that came to my mind was, how come Justin didn't say anything to Nate then?
Right.
Like, dog, are you trying to hit on me? Like, bro, are you trying to hit? Well, we on the wrong. This is the wrong show for that. Because most men would have said something right then and there. Like, bro, I feel uncomfortable, man. What you doing? That's why it's hard for me to believe that transpired. I believe it transpired, but it's hard for me to believe that it transpired in that way.
Right.
And why would he receive it that way? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's just, yeah, it's a lot. Then Kevin breaks everybody off, and he now gets to the couples. We get to Miguel and Lindy. Again, matching. We saw this at the reunion. We saw this at Decision Day, and we're going to see it again at the reunion. Miguel and Lindy are matching. They talk about their relationship and how things progressed over time. Lindy revealed that she does play Dungeons and Dragons with Miguel now. I don't understand. I do understand the game Dungeons and Dragons, but she plays Dungeons and Dragons with Miguel. Did you see that coming? Did anybody see that coming? I didn't.
I kind of did, but I didn't. So when I say I saw it coming, like, I mean, that's her husband.
Right.
She's going to participate in some of the activities he does. She played it that time. Don't know why she would stop. You know what I'm saying? But she said it like, I like playing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She likes playing it. Hey, it's the fantasy and the drama. It's each his own, man. Whatever floats their boat. Mm-hmm. They also talked about that they moved into Miguel's place full time. Now, I saw this coming. If he got the girl insurance, of course she was going to move into his place. Mm-hmm. Of course she was going to move into his house. And they really like it. She said she had to... I think we talked about this last season with Elijah Wan and Katina. When a woman moves into your house, there's going to be some things that she's going to change. Mm-hmm. She's going to change some things, though. So she had to spruce it up. Yeah, that's what the word. Spruce it up a little bit and help Miguel come home become more ladylike.
And not only that, we approached the conversation of last names. Did you change your last name? And as we suspected, she hyphenated, and that's fine. Miguel don't have a problem with it. He was like, no, that works.
Nope, don't have a problem with the name. They should have talked to all the couples first, or put all the couples on there first and had to blow up later.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying.
In my opinion. But anyway, they talked to Miguel.
I really don't feel like it went in that order, but
I don't think it went in that order. I think they changed some things. I think they cut it and put things different orders. I don't think it went in that order either. But Miguel and Lindy had made huge leaps since their wedding, and since the incident. They asked Miguel, had he seen Lindy's? I guess I want to say hurricane. The 10. Have you seen the 10? And he said he thought he saw it, and she was like, "No, you haven't seen it." But he's getting used to her normal. Mm-hmm. He's getting used to her normal, and they're working things out. Somebody should ask him, has he started paying off her student loan yet?
They did talk about McGindy and how they had their little experiment with the baby. Yeah. And Lindy was like, wow, how did I do that? Lindy was like, Miguel did do most of the work. It was like a shock. Yeah. How they basically kind of threw McGindy out when it's time to go.
Yeah, time to go.
But that's not going to be a place, that's not going to be where they go anytime soon. They have kids, whatever. They're just trying to still get used to each other. So.
Yep.
But in the end, question, are y'all still together? Yes, they're still together.
They're still together. They're still going strong. Then we picked up Stacia and Nate. Stacia and Nate was there after they, I'm going to say calmed down, use quotation marks because we don't know how the order of this went. Stacia and Nate, they calmed down. They claim to be happy in their marriage, right? One thing that was...
And they're still married.
And they still married.
At the reunion. As of the reunion.
As a reunion. Because there's a lot of rumors going on out there. And no, Stacia wasn't pregnant at the reunion either. There was another rumor that was going on out there as well.
But she is still looking at within a year.
Yeah.
Nate is still on his a little bit longer. Because we find out they're not staying in Stacia's place. They're actually staying there sometime,
right.
But then they're staying at Nate's sometime. So they're moving residences ever so often.
Like every
couple of weeks.
Yeah, they're bouncing.
He's not ready to move into her place fully. They're going back and forth.
Yeah, but
But she wants to.
He still, which I scratched my head on, he still said he still had a lease.
He said 8 months left on his lease.
Like, bro, when did he sign the lease? Because Married at First Sight was filmed by the time it was reunion, and it had been months. Been real months, a lot of months. So, when did Nate sign that lease? Because he must have just signed it before Married at First Sight started airing. Mm-hmm. Then that's the case. Guess what she would have moved back to?
My place.
She might have moved back to my place. Why am I paying for a place that I'm not staying in? Mm-hmm. So, she might have moved back to my place. Well, that's something we're going to discuss. So, I guess their compromise was to alternate the weeks like they do. Mm-hmm. So, Nate, they're compromising and staying, admits they still, that she's still controlling at times. Mm-hmm. Still controlling at time. I think he talked about when he's cooking and she comes to take over in the kitchen. You gotta let that man cook. You can't, unless his food is bad, unless he burns stuff, you said no.
I thought you saw me do that. You was like, let that man cook. I said,
Why not? Men can cook.
I didn't say man could cook.
Nate might be able to cook.
I was trying to be funny, but you didn't even see me.
I saw you shake your head. Because I can cook. I can't cook?
I didn't say that.
Oh, I can call 3 witnesses in here right now, or 2, and they can testify.
As if they can't testify for me.
They can testify for you too, that you can cook. We both can cook. We share the duties. Thank you.
Somebody told me they knew I couldn't cook because my husband was too skinny. I was like, skinny where?
Skinny where? Where am I skinny at?
Anyway.
I ain't been skinny since I was probably a baby. I was always husky. As my mama said. I always shopped in a husky.
With tough skin.
I always shopped in a husky section. I had husky jeans. I've always been a little plump. But nonetheless, I digress. Whoever said that must not know who your husband was.
No, they're just big.
Oh, yeah. But wait, let's keep moving. Stacia and Nate, let's get back off that tangent. I gotta find out who that was later.
I told you.
I can't remember.
But anyway, so yeah, they talked about they still having communication issues.
Yeah.
Nate needing the affirmation, and Stacia is still on a little bit of some, I need more from you. They actually had a little spat on sitting on the stage. A little disagreement.
And with that disagreement, I think that happens a lot. They had those little spats a lot, but I think they know how to control them. Mm-hmm. Or therapy and all that helping them out. But there's nothing wrong with having spats in marriages, right? You have little spats. Just because there's no perfect marriage, right? There's never going to be a marriage where you don't have an argument or a disagreement or you don't have a spat. Mm-hmm. You're going to have those in marriages. Doesn't mean because you have one, it's time to go to the divorce lawyer. No, that's not what it means. It means that you need to sit down and y'all still learning each other, that you're still talking about different things, that you still have to lay some things on the table and compromise, and somebody's going to have to take a step back and somebody's going to have to take a step forward, and you have to agree to disagree. So, even though they had a little spat, that's marriage. Mm-hmm. That's marriage for them, and
But he also complained about the fact that she keeps moving the
goalposts.
She keeps moving the goalposts. Like, okay, so I do this. Like with Kevin asked, "Have you said I love you?" Yeah, I said I say I love you every day, and she was like, "Well, babe, but." It was a but. Kevin like, She did acknowledge that his actions said that he loved her during the 8 weeks.
Yes.
It still does, but she wanted to hear it. And even after she's heard it, it's still like, but I'm still missing something. But there's still something missing.
She still wants some, she wants to see stars every day. She wants to see stars and bells and whistles and all that stuff every day. You can't see that every day in marriage. That's not going to happen. Because they talked about him doing the little wall thing, right? The special thing where he did the wall for her. Selfie wall, I think it's what it's called, or something like that. And she thought, that was cute, and I loved it.
Was
I enjoyed
it an accent wall?
It was something. He designed it. I can't remember the exact name for it. But, and so she wanted him to do stuff like that every day. You can't do that every day. Just like we talked about it earlier, you can't get somebody affirmation every day for little things. Every day. Thank you for taking out the trash. Thank you for brushing your teeth this morning. Thank you for washing your face. Thank you for putting your coffee cup on the counter. There's some things that just as a husband or as a wife that is expected. And you shouldn't have to get the affirmation for your role in this family, and your role in the family, or your role in the home. So you shouldn't have to be able to do that. I think that's one of the issues that Nate has too, that he needs that affirmation piece to feel that she cares. And you should do that. There's some things that she should care. You should compliment if your husband get a haircut. Compliment his haircut. If your wife get her hair done, compliment that she got her hair done. If she put some makeup on, compliment that she has some makeup. There's some things, affirmation. If she does something out of the way, out of the norm for you that she normally or he would normally do, compliment and appreciate it. Thank you. They spend all day working in the yard, and the yard look tight afterwards. Hey, you know what? Appreciate you. You know what? The yard look real nice. Or she spent all day in the kitchen making your favorite dish or cooking something. By the way, thank you for dinner. There's just some things that you just do. All right. If the husband don't normally take care of the kids, if he take care of the kids that day, lets you do your thing, that's a thank you. That type of stuff. Can they get past the tension? I think so. I think they can get past the tension. Only time will tell, but I think Nate and Stacia will be okay, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Then we get to Krysten and Mitch.
We know they're not together still.
Yeah.
Ain't been.
No. Ain't been together. They reflect on their marriage. The question was, were they something they could have done differently when it came to her? Well, yeah, there's some things they could have done differently. Yeah,
they had the whole conversation about not attracted to you, and Kevin was like, well, what possessed you to say that? He was like, I mean, I just want to be upfront and honest. I probably wouldn't have said it then. I probably wouldn't have said it like I did. That's what I would do differently.
Yeah.
They talked about him talking to his sister. Kevin was like, now why would you say, how did you think that was going to go? He was like, I didn't know. I didn't think about it. I would do that different. I wouldn't talk to her sister about, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, Mitch, I wouldn't talk to her sister either. I mean, come on, that's common sense. You don't think the sister's going to tell her what you said? Come on, bruh. I think Mitch doesn't be thinking. He doesn't think things through. He lives in a moment, right? He lives in a moment and not being a forward thinker. Like, hey, this may happen. If I say this may transpire. If I say that may take place. If I say this may happen. And so, you know what? Let me not say this. It's not good to tell a woman that you're married to that she's not attractive. Even in a arranged marriage.
Mm-hmm.
You won't be married long in arranged marriages if you keep doing that.
Kevin talked to them about decision day. Mitch said no, and Kevin asked Krysten, would you, if you had gone first, would your answer have been yes? And she was like, no. My answer was no. It didn't matter if he went first or I went first. My answer was no. And no matter what he said, it would have been no.
I don't believe her. I think her answer would have been yes. Because she still tried to leave the door open. If your answer was going to say no, why do you want to leave the door open?
Oh, and the door is not ajar. It ain't open at all. They're cordial, but it's just not going to go there. He also acknowledged that I could have said that differently too when I talked about that. But like they say, they're cool. Mitch is chilling. Mitchin'. Krysten says she's starting to get back into the dating pool. She's been traveling a lot for a job that's based out of New York, and so basically they're good, just being friends, not trying to go back to the marriage thing.
Yeah, they cool. I mean, they talked about what was it, pool gate or dating gate, or they're cool, man. It just something that lingered on, and it wasn't meant to be, and it's not going to be, and they're friends, and that's the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Speaking of not meant to be, next was Morgan and Ben, and it pissed me off again.
Tell them how you really feel, son.
Because nobody got, am I missing it? Nobody never got on her for being so nasty. For taking it so serious. The betrayal. I was like, I don't even think that's the right word.
No.
But
she says in the interview on Entertainment there's a lot of stuff we didn't see.
Well, then you should have let the cat out the bag on this. What she ended up talking about with Kevin this was the thing. Ben, he didn't talk to me about my degree thing. He talked to Justin. And then I understand he needs somebody to talk to, but why even keep talking to Justin?
Right.
Because Justin is like a leaky faucet. And then you sitting there talking to him. He got on a speakerphone. Alexis hears and she comes to tell me. Mm-hmm. So then I didn't like that either, because that ended up being more about Justin than it was about Ben. Because how about this? In the end, whatever Ben's supposed to have said, if he hadn't said it on the phone, it wouldn't have mattered if he was on speaker or not. He said it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And I mean, you supposed to have my back. It was the betrayal and my husband and blah. And I was just like, but you was nasty though.
I guess they tried to say she's justified to be nasty.
But she's not.
She's not.
I said when it went down in the first place, I just met you. Same time, man. Same time. I just met you. I don't know if you trustworthy or not. And because I put my trust in you that you're going to not tell my business, and you say you're not going to talk to him no more, I don't know you to know if you are a person of integrity outside of, I might be asking you to do something that's not even your character.
Right.
So I can't feel betrayed by somebody. I don't even know you.
Hey, those of y'all that's in the chat, do me a favor. I want y'all to talk to us. Text us back. Do you think Morgan was let off the hook? Do you think the experts let her off the hook? Do you think the other people let her off the hook for not holding her accountable for just being nasty?
Or not being nasty. She has unresolved issues. She has unforgiveness in her heart. And she like to sweep stuff under the rug. Maybe they got her some outside counseling. That's why they didn't deal with it, because she needs some.
She does. I think she should have been at least called out, because again, Chris was called out. I mean, talk about in previous episodes. Chris was called out for the way he responded and behaved. Elijah was called out for the way he behaved and responded in these past episodes. It's also making me kind of look like, so we just call the black men out. And we don't call the women out. Hurricane K was called out.
Boy, there's your answer.
But no, it wasn't just for what she did. But again, she's not Morgan.
Well, they called out, what's her name too? What's her name? Molly. They called out Molly too.
They called out Molly.
Based on the video that dude that married that former expert. They just got married too.
Yeah.
But I just... Oh, that's what I was going to say. And the other thing that Ben was like, he was like, I realized I wasn't really ready for marriage. Morgan helped me realize that.
Yeah.
I was like, this is some bull.
Morgan helped me realize that. But they said they're friends. They kind of, they're getting cordial. Or they are cordial. And I was surprised by that, because I thought she'd still be mad.
I think I better let it go. Let it go.
But she said she's that because Ben calls her and he really apologized. And I love what Kevin said. Like, the dude apologized 77,000 times. But she like, this one was genuine. He apologized because no one told him to do it.
I don't give a rat's tail if somebody told him to do it or not. And did he apologize? You want that man to grovel? Again, here we go. Same time, man. I don't know you.
She wants him to, she said it. She said she was vindictive. She wanted him to grovel at her feet. He wanted her to, I'm going to make your life miserable. And that's what she said. And that's what she did. Tony, I agree with you and Empress Horton. They absolutely let her off the hook. Jackie been saying it the whole time. And I said it too. I don't think anybody held her accountable for the way that she behaved after she found out what Ben had said. I think they let Justin and Alexis off the hook for not, for being, kind of messy or being involved in a relationship. I don't think the other couples forgive them for being in a relationship. You can't be that involved that Alexis was, or as Justin was in Ben's relationship. Go back to earlier. Justin was crying over Ben and Morgan's relationship. Like, bruh, you were more invested in their relationship than your own. That's too much, man. I think they and Morgan said it. She said she wouldn't have stayed married to Ben even if this hadn't happened. I don't believe it.
Because he was too soft for her.
Too soft. She
is a freaking alpha female, and what she needed was a super alpha male.
Yeah. Because
her and the alpha male are on the same level. They wouldn't have did nothing but bump heads. So she needs somebody above that. Because Ben is gentle. I mean, even on here, you can still tell. That's what I'm like, this poor sweet kind boy, you just ran over, threw the flowers in the grass. Like, I'm gonna tell you something. And I'm not saying that this what it is.
Tell him, son. Tell him, son.
The scripture says be angry, but sin not. Sin not. You could be mad, but do that mean you gotta be, you know that word, BICTH, and in that order.
No, you don't.
Because she was absolutely like that. And that's the part that I don't like that nobody called her on either. Yeah. You could be upset, but that don't mean you gotta be a butt.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. And he's a sweet boy.
Again, he broke her trust, and she just blew up. She blew up. Okay, but real quick, she did say that she's happy. That she is, even though she's a nurse, that she's not working as a nurse right now. That she's traveling throughout Europe and doing all these different things, and she's all different places. So yeah, and she's not in a relationship right now.
I wonder why.
Oh, we all know why she's not.
Because Conor McGregor's not available.
Leave her alone. We all know why she's not in a relationship right now. Because she's still trying to heal.
She don't. Oh no, she never does that. But anyway, so speaking of Justin and Alexis being in people's business too much, and that cup of pins being too close to my hand.
Sorry, my desk.
We got Justin and Alexis next, and of course we know they're not together, even though she so kindly tried to comfort him and talk him down off the ledge. She really pulled a page in Chris.
Yeah, but we found out that my man Kevin Frazier was like, I hear secrets, I hear things, and I heard a secret that you and Justin had sex on your honeymoon. And
they looked at each other.
She was like, well, ask him. And I did a video on this. Y'all can check it out. But I go in detail about it. We go into detail a little bit here. But she said, we tried. And he was like...
Well, no. Justin said...
Yeah.
There was penetration.
There was penetration.
I climaxed. She climaxed. And Alexis was like, we tried. She didn't even acknowledge the penetration. And when he said we both climaxed, she looked like, no. He said, well, I thought she did. And she was like...
It sounded like she did. That's what he said.
The fact... Listen.
The fact that he don't know.
Listen. No. Listen.
All right, I'll be quiet. Women talk.
You don't... No. I ain't saying that. It's a big difference between we tried. Either if he penetrated, it ain't no try.
You did.
You did.
If you penetrated and you went, and you did.
It still happened.
It still happened.
Not talking about some we tried. We tried. This is the thing me and my husband talked about that really started irking me about Married at First Sight. These people are not real. Every season, we get somebody that's faking the funk. At least one couple that lies and says we had sex when we didn't, or we did have sex when we did, or she stays here but she actually didn't. He stays here but he actually did.
They come on filming days.
Really, Alexis?
Commit to the process.
Oh, because the thing was, then he wanted me to keep it a secret. But then he came later and tried to use it against me. If you don't keep the secret, I'm going to
tell everybody. Manipulation, Justin. Justin is showing us who he really is. He's a manipulator. He's back there pulling strings and trying to pull strings for Alexis. And Alexis is like, sex wasn't good for me. That's when it went south.
Just because it's not good don't mean you didn't do it.
Correct. She didn't even want to admit that she did. She said we dabbled in adult things.
That is what she said.
She said we dabbled in adult things, which read between the lines. I'm read between the lines that y'all was doing, as we knew some people say, you was sucking and kissing all each other, and doing all that other stuff. That's fine. You're adults. Y'all married. It's legal. And I'm not even telling you. You have to tell us. It is what it is, right? You don't have to tell us as a viewer, and you can lie and say what you did. But all sex is still sex. Right? Hence the word sex. So you had sex. They're both liars. They're both lies.
Even if they didn't do that, again, Justin said he penetrated.
He penetrated.
Even if it was for 5 seconds.
He penetrated. He had sex. Maybe she's not calling it.
Even if it was 5 strokes.
Well, she said his thrust game is
weak.
weak.
Do you mind if I stroke you up? I don't mind.
It's what it is. Sex is sex. Answer the question.
Just be real.
We had sex on our honeymoon.
I didn't like it. It was bad. It was trash.
It must not have been too much trash because he said they did it on the first day and the third day. Maybe she wanted to give it a second try.
And then here they come on the prom to some, trying to like boost it up like that was the first time.
Right. I think, again, I agree with you, Audrey. They should be more about relationships than sex. Because if you're having sex with somebody that you just met on your first night, and y'all strangers, and I understand you're married. I don't know you, man. I don't want to let's be honest. I don't want to mess my marriage up on the first night if you think my sex is trash. Right? Because I say this all the time on our reviews and our panels. What worked with one woman may not work with another one.
I promise you.
What the last person you had sex with the person they set you up with may not like that. So there lies the first night or the nights leading up to your honeymoon. In weeks, you might want to have discussions and a conversation like what you don't like, how do you feel? Can we ease our way into it? I don't want this relationship to be built off of sex. Let's get comfortable with each other. Let's see each other naked for the first time. Be comfortable. She may not like the size of your package. You may not like the size of her rolls. It may be something different. It may be different for everybody. It may just in this thing. It should be about relationships. It should be about communication. And when you see the couples who do it correctly, like Woody and Amani, right? It works. Brianna and Vincent, right? That worked. Who else was another couple that did it right?
Danielle
and Bobby, right? It works. It works when you ease your way into it and you talk about it. And it's
Keith and Krysten.
Keith and Krysten. Move in the right direction. Again, those couples can. Greg and Deanna waited a long time.
The truth of the matter is, I think that ruined them. Because after that, she was like...
I said on my video why it ruined them, because Justin expected sex all the time. And after that third day of the honeymoon, she cut him off. And she didn't cut him. She cut him off, and she didn't give it back to him again until the reunion or the prom.
We had this enlightening conversation with Pastor Franklin.
Right. And
I'm going to help him out.
Right. That's when they started the sex thing again, and Justin felt as if when she was going out to the club and going all these places without him, he felt lonely because he was used to having sex with her, or he had sex with her, and he felt like, oh, dang, if she's not giving it to me, or she's not being sexual with me anymore, who she's being sexual with. And
then, not to mention, he threw it in there that after decision day, when they was like, no, well, when she just couldn't take it no more, was like, look, I'm done. That then she basically drunk dialed him, drunk called him, came to his place, knocked on the door drunk, trying to get some, trying to come in, and she was like, what?
Yeah.
Listen, before it was Alexis this messy. From the start of this episode to the end, Justin was messy.
Justin was messy.
And he got tired of y'all calling him, and he saw how much he cried on there, and he tried to bring his big boy draws this time and thought he was getting ready to do something.
He is messy. But I'm telling you how else he messy is too. Because they couldn't even decide on who divorced who.
That too!
Alexis was like, I did it. Then Justin was like, no, I did it first. No, you didn't do. Alexis said to me what we saw.
She said, I'm done.
I'm done. I don't want to be with you. I'm done. To me, that was like the first shot fired. Because he was still trying to be with her at the, I want to call it end party, or end reunion, whatever you want to call it, that they had, end fellowship that they had.
Not fellowship.
It's not fellowship. But again, she was the one,
Intimate get-together.
Intimate get-together. I thought she said no first. Maybe they had other discussions that we didn't see or didn't hear about trying to stick it out, work together. But why would you do that after she told you she don't want to be with you? That shows his low self-esteem. Shows his insecurities. She keep telling you. I don't think their families helped them out neither, though. Their families didn't help them out. Justin's brother was right about Justin. Alexis' family didn't give him any information about Alexis to work on, except for the fact that she's a runner.
Well, like we said, this part 1 was explosive, and it ain't getting ready to die down for part 2.
It's not. I don't believe Justin either. Alexis did treat Justin bad, but you know what? And y'all say I'm an Alexis fan. There's some things Alexis tried to cover him from. There were some things that she tried to cover up and try to keep him, but he kept talking and he put his foot out there that she had to really answer. Like even with the sex thing, if you watch, she was trying to be quiet about it and try to cover it and keep it low, and he just wanted to be like, dog, you can't have a badge of honor for the fact that you didn't put it down in the bedroom. You don't get an attaboy, right? You can't get an attaboy for the fact that she's not even acknowledging that y'all had sex. You're saying that you penetrated at least once. She's not even acknowledging. She's trying to cover you. Just go throughout the season how many times she tried to cover Justin. I think and maybe she was covering him just to cover herself, but she tried to protect him a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's
from his own harm's way. Justin was self-sabotaging himself.
Didn't they touch on that too? That she wanted to come off a certain kind of way. She wanted to look a certain kind of way.
Yeah, look a certain kind of way, be a certain kind of way.
Just be yourself.
I think when you come on these shows, you got to be yourself. Be who you are. People are going to scrutinize and look at you and read through things and read between the lines and see you 6 months later after the show airs and be like, you know what, you was fake. Mm-hmm. And there were some fake things about Alexis, but there were some true things about Alexis as well. I think she wanted to be married. She just didn't want to be married to Justin. I think she tried to stay married, and the sex was the thing that, let's see if it works. Mm-hmm. And it didn't work, and his thrust game wasn't good. That's the other thing they talked about, as I was thinking. He was like upset because every time he said everything, oh, baby, it's good, but you're running me down on camera.
Oh, yeah. He said she would tell him that in her vignette she talked good about him, but he watched the show and she ran him down. He was like, bro, you lied.
Yeah. But there lies the whole energy from Justin anyway, because Justin watched the show when he got home and realized that he looked like a punk. He realized that people ran over him and everybody on the cast joked on him. And he felt like, you know what, when I get to the reunion, I'm going to show them who I really am.
That's what he did.
And I'm going to raise up and I'm going to be like, no, I ain't no punk. I ain't a crybaby. Y'all want to see the real Justin? Y'all can see the real Justin. And that's what he tried. And that's what I think he tried to do in this reunion, to show everybody who he really was. That he ain't the guy that people saw on TV. That I
ain't no punk.
I ain't no punk. I ain't no Emily. You know what I'm saying? He just wanted to let everybody know that he had some oomph behind him. You gotta laugh. We'll tell that story one day.
Anyway, so y'all get your seatbelts buckled.
Yes.
For the ride for the reunion.
Yeah.
Next week.
For next week, part two. Part 2 of the reunion next week. We'll see how that pans out. We'll start off with Justin and Alexis with the whole you coming over and try to sleep with me situation. Mm-hmm. But they also get to meet with the experts next week, so we get to see what Pastor Cal and Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper. I'm about to say Dr. V. I miss Dr. V.
Dr. V.
I miss Dr. V. Well, what Dr. Pepper says, I hope Dr. Pepper comes after Morgan. Hope Pastor Cal comes after Morgan. I hope they get Justin and Alexis right. I hope somebody tells Justin that Justin got his green jacket on like he's won the Masters. But he got like he won the Masters. But anyway.
Thanks, y'all.
Thanks for joining us. For those of the guys in the chat, thank y'all. Hey, check us out. If you're watching this before Sunday, make sure you tune into the panel tomorrow with ourselves, Jackie Glenn, Lisa Ray, and August Love Story. Make sure you check that panel out tomorrow night at 6 p.m., which is Sunday at 6 p.m. for those who are watching this on Sunday or those who are watching this late Saturday night. If you're watching this after Sunday, then just click the link in our bio, click the link, and then hop on and watch the panel so you don't miss any of that, what we said on the panel. Because the panel's going to be live.
Yes.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be enjoyable. We want you guys to chime in and join in. Thank you guys for joining in the chat. We appreciate you guys. Justin is upset about a lot of different things. He needs counseling, needs therapy, and I hope he gets the help that he needs because he really, really do need it. So that's it for us right now. Thank y'all in the chat. Keep chatting away. We appreciate each and every one of y'all. Y'all have a great evening, great afternoon, and good speed. And Godspeed. Bye.